All right, Shalom. First and foremost, like all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem and Krakodash, the bonders to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and to all the saints rocking out there pressing the truth and sincerity. This is the brother Bunya from GMS, Wisconsin. Just wanted to go back go into another lesson, pretty much on Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, But before I get that, this is Matthew chapter 24. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. It says, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. You have had a lot of people, claiming to be the Messiah, for a lack of words, and they deceived many, even when you talk about going into the churches, a lot of people being deceived in these churches. It says, and ye shall hear of wars, and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and you seeing all the nations, with the wars, the rumors of wars, specifically, Trump, this fake war with Iran. You know what I'm saying? So they going back and forth, pretty much making threats to each other. Right now it's just rumors of wars, but eventually the war gonna kick off. See that thou be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? Because it's gonna get bad, like I said in I believe it's Daniel. A time, pretty much a time like never before. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. You got all kind of the crops, drying up. They're not producing or yielding the vegetation like they're supposed to. You got pestilence happening, bugs that you haven't seen in years. All of a sudden coming on an outbreak. Diseases at an all-time high. Earthquakes. Was that California just had an earthquake? I believe one place in the Middle East, I'm not sure, you can look it up, just had an earthquake. And then, earthquakes happen all the time, but it's only a certain amount where they actually measure the earthquakes. But, it's happening in diverse places, All these things are the beginning of sorrow. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Sorry, that's it. But so it's gonna be a lot of chaos happening. So let me get to the point. It's Amos chapter 5, verse 18. It says, Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. For what end is it to you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Right? And the reason why it is darkness and not light is because, everybody, the missiles finna rain down, it's finna be hard times, all kind of chaos is finna be happening, you're not finna be walking around, all hunky-dory, thinking everything's okay. No, it's finna be total chaos, total anarchy, You're gonna have people breaking in each other's houses, robbing each other, all kind of stuff, But Shalaki, let's see. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14. It says the great day of the Lord is near. It is near. You know what? Slide it. I'll start over again. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14. It says, for the great day of the Lord is near. It is near. It is hasting greatly. Even the voice of the day. It's like even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry bitterly. You know, the day. It's like that day is a day of wrath and trouble and distress and a wasted desolation, and the day of darkness and gloominess, the day of clouds and thick darkness, it's like a day of trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities. You know, so all the nations, and against the high towers, and I will bring distress upon men, that they walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as the dust, and their flesh as the dung. And neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in that day. The day of the Lord, it's like the Lord's day is wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by fire and jealousy, and he shall make a speedily and redrance of all them that dwell in the land. You know, so hey, you finna have like I said, you finna have total anarchy. You know, you gonna have mini wars going on. You're gonna have big wars going on. You're gonna have missiles going off. You're gonna have, you might be robbing in one city. On top of that, you might have like you see in Matthew, you're gonna have the pestilence. You're gonna have all kind of stuff kicking off. You know, it's not gonna be a pretty sight. You know. Then on top of that, hey, you're gonna have them chariots coming. You know, them chariots gonna be shooting laser beams. You know. Bringing more fire. Real quick, it's Isaiah 13. It's like, it's Isaiah chapter 13, verse 5. It says, they come from a far country, from the ends of the earth. It's like verse 5. It says, and they shall come from a far country, from the ends of the earth, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. That's talking about them ICBM missiles. You know, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and it shall come as destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And it's like verse 8. It said, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow, and shall take hold of them, and they shall be in pain as a woman in travail, and they shall be amazed one at another, and their faces shall be as flames. Hey, they're gonna be, pretty much burnt up from the nuclear radiation or the nuclear fallout from the fire. On top of the Lord shooting the chariots, shooting them laser beams or heat concentrated, shock waves that you. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, because the Lord coming back to pay all you nations back for all the wickedness that you have done in the earth. It says to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven shall consult. It's like in the constellations thereof shall not give off their light, and the sun shall be darkened, and is going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. So it's gonna be the nuclear radiation on top of, like I said, on top of the chairs. All this stuff happening. You ain't gonna be able to see the sun, the moon, and so forth. That's how crazy it's gonna be. It said, and I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And who's the number one proud person? Esau. Esau, Edom. He's gonna cause the proud to cease. It said, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold. And that man that's being made more precious than fine gold is the elect. The ones who are pushing this truth and sincerity. Even a man that the golden wedge of Uphar. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall be removed out of its place. Hey, so like the earth going to be pretty much rocked to and fro from all these missiles going off. And the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger, and it shall be as a chased roe. It shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. And they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee unto his own land. And everyone that shall be found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. And their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Hey, so it's not for when the Lord comes. Hey, it's not going to be a pretty sight. So for all you people, saying hastening the day of the Lord. Hey, you don't know what that you don't know what that means. So let me go back to it. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, for what end is it to you?" What end is it to you? How is it benefiting you? And because if you fall in the category of the ungodly, the sinner, or the proud, the haughty, hey, you best believe you finna get a taste of that wrath, So what is it? It's like for it is a day of darkness and not light. Hey, that darkness and not light. But I'm gonna bring out one more scripture, then I'm gonna pretty much end it. So Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass, it shall come to pass in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and a third shall be left therein. Hey, so 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to be cut off and die, And then 1/3 are going to be left therein. And I will bring a third part, and I will bring a third through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. Hey, and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is trying this, trying his elect man, And we're being tried now, through various temptations, through various tests, And we're being refined as silver, gold, bronze, pretty much to see, to test what we're made of. Roughly paraphrasing the scripture, it says, refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. Salaki. And they shall call on my name. You know? And how you gonna call on the name? How you gonna call on the Lord's name if you don't know his name? You know? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You're not calling on that name. Hey, you can forget about it. And I will hear them. And I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh is my power. You know? So, hey, you know, like I said, hey, the day of the Lord is approaching, you know? And it's going to be a day of darkness and not light, you know? Total chaos, total anarchy. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, as far as the work goes, you're not, being a good steward, you know, so to speak, roughly, you know, loosely saying it, you know. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as this work go, this truth go, hey, you're going to get caught on that wrath, you know. Hey, but the elect shall be saved out of it. So, you know, with that, I'm going to say all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, to all the sincere came out there pressing the truth and sincerity, you know, and to the few sisters, you know, who may be listening, you know, Shalom.